Hello everybody, today is August 1st, 2024. I'm gonna talk about, 12 different names. It's a pretty eventful week so far. The last 2 weeks have been pretty interesting. I haven't traded much, but I'll share some of the, trades that I did today anyways. This is not financial advice. Do your own research before investing, and just take this as educational content. If you see or find any utility on this content, please give a like to the channel and a subscription. That would be greatly appreciated. Well, let's start with ANF. I mentioned this on Monday. I didn't do a video yesterday because I really want to see the market developing more. We're definitely entering or already in a downtrend, and I want to see better setups. So I don't, as much as I would like to make videos every day, I just don't want to make videos just for the sake of making videos until I really want to find stuff that really catches my attention. Anyways, I mentioned this on Monday. One of the things that I was talking about was this whole setup. I was talking about ANF back in, I guess, late June or so. And the thesis was this triple bottom, and you're in range here, and then you're coming down. I do think I did some day trading, or I end up swinging overnight or something, but nothing big. But anyways, I guess what I was, the premise on this was this setup, and it was gonna have two different outcomes. One was going straight down towards this support level, or retest and continue going down, which what I said was it is optimal if you actually see this retest, considering that you have the 35 SMA right on this area. So it did bounce kinda on the 35 SMA, went back to resistance, and now we're back at support at 140.20. So on Monday I was saying, I already missed a train. I was on vacation a week ago, so I missed a lot of that really nice downtrend setups. So I don't have, I didn't have any positions other than Oracle. But anyways, I was saying that there might be a continuation towards this support level, and then just be cautious on this area right here. We'll see what happens later. This seems to be a pretty solid support level as I see it right now. You already have passed this low liquidity area, and now you're gonna have a little bit more of liquidity here, so you might get choppy on this area. No entries for me on this one. I'm just mentioning this because of the nice setup that you had here and how it worked out from the end of June now to basically the first day of August. If you got this whole run, or even half of it, that would be a pretty decent trade, a pretty decent swing. So ANF, we actually got that one. Right now I want to go with ARM. And what can I say? Anyways, so you had a pretty, I guess, bad earnings report. And I did get some positions. I think I was on ARM sometime in the middle of July or something. I was also going short, but again, this was one of those positions that I swing overnight and then I get out, just because I don't see an obvious setup. But I was, what I liked about this was how the MACD and the TSI were behaving in combination with the RSI. I like to trade with these indicators, and it actually works out for me, but it only works out on this kind of time frames, which is a 1 day, and especially if I'm on a swing, I take those positions. So I think I was somewhere around here when this was already starting to diverge from the signal line. But anyways, now we are down to the support level, which is at 121. I honestly think, considering what the MACD and the TSI and the RSI still has some room to continue going down, I think our next support level is the 200 EMA, which is this line right here. So there is definitely an opportunity here. If we break this level right here, then you have probably a chance to get from 120 into your next level, which would be 105. So that would be my target. Just go from here, the support level at 121. You see, I can see, yeah, 121 to down to the EMA 200 to the 200 EMA, which is at 107, 107.5. So there's definitely opportunity. We'll see how things come tomorrow. Let's see what news we have coming tomorrow. So you have these two reports coming, which is a non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. If these actually don't come in line or they don't come as expected, we are gonna continue seeing a sell-off, which I think, you know, I think it was something that I personally saw coming, especially if you follow any of my videos or posts on X. I was talking about how extended some stocks were back in May, by the end of May. And I can show you a little example of it. Well, Jumia, I'm going to talk about Jumia. I was talking about Jumia for a while. I was talking about Apple as well. That looked pretty extended. And Amazon, it had this double top right here where it had this double top right here. And I was saying, you know, this has to cool down. And so back in this area, I was already talking about how extended things were, but the rally continued for like a month and a half or so, and now we're here. Anyways, this is I'm not talking about Amazon today, but I just want to mention that. So let's go to Bank of America, BAC. Interesting. I'm also gonna cover XLF at the end of the video, but you know, it was either Bank of America. No, never mind. It was Visa. I was on Visa before. I was shorting Visa. Anyways, I like the setup. I think we still have room to go to this support level at 38.40. You're under the SMA 35. I think there's still more momentum for these financial names, banks in this case, to continue going down. So keep an eye on this. If you actually break this support at 38.40, then your next level is, if we consider this a level right here where these candles are, this whole part right here, you're basically going to be meeting the 200 EMA. That's your next level. The MACD and the TSI are looking weak. You're about to cross the zero line right here. The RSI still have room to go to 30 or under 30. So I'm a little bit bearish on all these names. Again, I was on vacation last week. I wish I was around. Not really. I was in Maui, so I'm glad I wasn't around. Anyways, but I think if I was around, there were a lot of very nice setups for the way I like to trade to the downside. But anyways, I'm cool anyways. All right, let's move on to the next name, and let me make a quick note of Bank of America here, and we're gonna do Bitcoin. So, you know, this is a very interesting situation here. I kind of see a double top here. I mean, I see it, but you know, Bitcoin trades in kind of interesting ways. But you here, I just noticed this. You have another double top here, and it actually went all the way down. So we are having support at the 35 SMA. We'll see how Bitcoin continue to move for the next 24 hours or so. At some point today, it was today, we were low at almost 62, and then actually buyers came in. We went over the 35 SMA, and now we are right here at 65,400. That's pretty good, but I think we just have to keep an eye on this 67,300 level right here and the 35 SMA. A continuation of this move is definitely gonna help other names like Bitcoin. I don't know about Royal or Mara, but Bitcoin is definitely going to benefit if we continue going up. Anyways, that's what I have for Bitcoin. I'm just mentioning Bitcoin because I haven't in a while. And I noticed this pattern here, and but you know, I was looking at this in the morning. I actually made a post on X about Bitcoin, but when I was actually checking this name, we were down here somewhere at 62 or something. So I was like, oh boy, we're definitely gonna go down to the 200 EMA or this level right here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens within the next hours. If this loses momentum and continues going down, your support level is the 35 SMA, and your resistance level will be 67.3. That's what I have for Bitcoin. And next, let's go to this name that I said I'm not gonna cover, but I'm covering this name again. Anyways, Celsius. Interesting what is going on here. Again, I was on Celsius. I was talking about Celsius up here on the double top, but only, not only Celsius, but I was talking about a lot of names that I was saying, things look a little bit extended. And, I was kind of doubting myself in the sense of like, that the rally were continuing. And you would see that in names like NVIDIA or microchip names, even, and these are two completely different industries, but in general, I was seeing things getting very extended. And now we're seeing this downtrend, which is, it was expected for me. Now, going back to Celsius, now we are at 44. You have earnings next week. I have no idea how earnings are going to be, but definitely if they are not good, you're actually going to fall into this gap right here. This gap is from earnings back on May of 2023. So things could get pretty interesting on Celsius. I honestly want this to start recovering. Unfortunately, you have earnings. So if they have really good earnings, this is just going to move pretty violently towards one of these resistance levels. But if earnings weren't around, I would love to see this like getting a little bit consolidated and just move up. I'd rather trade to the upside, but anyways, I think there's a big possibility that you're gonna get to this 40 level, 39.50, and fill this gap if earnings aren't good. If earnings are within estimations or under, I think that Celsius is just gonna continue going down. They had a pretty bad quarter, so everything that you're gonna see here is gonna be correlated to this move as well. So I tend to be bearish on Celsius. I think there's gonna be a continuation. This is already way too far for me. I took my puts up here. I sold them somewhere on this giant candle, and little that I knew, right? But I think it's already extended to the downside, but I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see a continuation towards this gap right here on the, I guess, 39.50 level and under. Yeah, so that's what I have on Celsius. Now I just mentioned this name, Coinbase. They had pretty decent earnings, I think. Let's go to the 4-hour. Not really. Again, I heard the report, but I wasn't paying attention. I was working out. So the little that I know is that they were decent. Not too bad, not too good. Let's see this candle right here. Yeah, they were up like 3%, give or take. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, what I was saying in the morning when I made a post on Coin was to keep an eye on the support level at 208, which it actually looks pretty stubborn. It goes back to, I don't know if we can keep that, but anyways, it actually had let's go back to the let's go back to the 30 minutes. If this would move faster. Okay. Anyways, so on the 30-minute, you actually had this rebound right here, a very nice rebound. And now, obviously, after earnings, you had this move a little bit higher. I think, let's do this again. I think you have a little bit of momentum. If Bitcoin actually moves to the upside tomorrow or in the next few days, I think Bitcoin can get back to 235. I'm not very bearish right now on Bitcoin. I'm a little bit bearish in general, as far as what I'm seeing in the market and the reality of macroeconomics. But other than that, I think there is definitely a little bit of opportunity here to continue going up. Okay, and yeah, as I was saying, we can continue going towards 235 if there is momentum on Bitcoin and momentum on this name. We'll see how the market behaves tomorrow, but in general terms, I don't have high expectations for any of the names that I'm looking at right now as far as going to the upside. Anyways, that's what I have for Bitcoin, and now I have Intel. So let's go to Intel. I did something interesting. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because today at 12 p.m. was a little bit past 12. I did buy puts on Intel. The reason why I bought puts is because, to me, the fact that they were announcing, I think last week or the beginning of the week, I think it was last week, that they announced that they were going to lay off some employees. I don't know what the percent, I think it was like 10% of their employees, something like that. I don't care. To me, there was a telltale sign that they were already knowing that they were going to meet expectations and they were having a bad quarter. So it was pretty obvious. And even though we had already minus 5% on the day, normally I would never trade that, because the way I see it is like, well, why am I entering here? I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And even though we had all these red candles non-stop until earnings, well, I took a risk and I bought puts considering what I was assuming on the news. Then what happened later was that the stock actually went down 21%. I didn't even see that until I was trying to log in before 5. Anyways, but let's say 25% decline, which is massive. I was trying to listen to the earnings calls on X spaces, and well, I was working out, so I couldn't pay a lot of attention. And normally I don't pay much attention to those things anyways. I just like to look at the chart, and that's how I trade. But anyways, we'll see how this look tomorrow. They're probably gonna look pretty well, but we'll see how IV Flash works for me, and if I actually get as much as I would like to get. Anyways, I'm selling these puts as soon as the market opens tomorrow. I don't care if this goes down 20% more, which I doubt. I really don't care. I'm just gonna sell as soon as I can and be out of it. So that's what I have for Intel. Now let's move on to IWM. So the Russell, I was looking at this a couple of days ago, and I was seeing this level right here. Now you can argue that you had this pattern right here, and I think I've seen people drawing lines like this on X and saying, okay, get ready for takeoff and whatever. I think actually I'm going to probably, where's my note? Sticky note. I might actually, considering what I see on the MACD and the TSI, I might actually get some puts on IWM. We'll see how things open in tomorrow. We'll see what we see after the reports that we are getting tomorrow before market. So by the time the market opens, all these news are going to be settled already, and we will definitely have a decent direction, at least for the first hour or two of trading. I think I'm going to get in. As I mentioned in different videos, I like to have this type of watch lists, which are pretty big, and then I create a focus list, and it's normally no more than 5 names, and then I focus, or I try to really look at those setups, and then from those 5, let's say 5 names, I pick up 1 or 2 and I enter on those, and especially if I'm on a swing, I just take it like that. Anyways, that's what I have for this name. I think I'm just gonna short this there is still more room. I do believe you have these gaps right here, yet the volume is pretty decent in this area, so I'm not too concerned about the fact that, or I'm not thinking that it's really gonna continue going down violently, but I think we do have room to go to the 35 SMA at least. The MACD and the TSI are also telling a story. I think they're going to continue going down tomorrow or next week. We will see probably more red candles coming up. That's what I have for IMW. I'm sorry, IWM. And let's move on to Jumia. I've been talking about Jumia for a while, and I had some puts that actually kind of didn't work out. I bought them right here. Was it? It was one of, I think it was in this candle right here. If it's a Friday, yeah, I bought in this candle, and then I end up selling somewhere here. So I broke even on this one. But I guess my thesis was like, you know, I was looking at the RSI, I was looking at the MACD, and how extended this was compared to what you see on other rallies that you have. So normally you will go on this kind of like on this area, 0.89 or whatnot, and this was telling me how overbought this name was. Now, the rally that you had on the upside was great, but now I think we have a lot of room to continue going down towards 9, or at least towards a 35 SMA. So we'll see what happens here. You don't have a lot of liquidity. The MACD and the TSI are telling you something. It was down today by 8%. I'm not sure how much it was down after hours, but this name doesn't really trade with any volume after hours, so that doesn't indicate anything. But I think your next support level is at 35 SMA. This is going to continue going up a little bit, not by much. And I think there is where you have to see if there is going to be a bounce. You still have a lot of room here to go towards the 0 line. You still have a lot of room on the RSI as well. So those are my expectations. I wish I had some. I wish buying more puts in Jumia, but again, I wasn't around last week, and if I would have seen this reaction right here, especially on these 2 candles, I would have definitely get a position here. I think, however, you still have room, and these are not actually. I don't think it's too late. Let's put it that way. I don't think it's too late to actually enter here with a price target close to 9 or 9. I would say 950. And then after that, I would start trimming my position. So that would be my price target, 950, and after that, start trimming and see what happens when you get to 9, which is your support level, and your 35 SMA is probably going to be around there. That's what I have for Jumia. What is next? Let's check. There's a lot of nice setups that we had starting last week. This is a level you want to see. This is a NASDAQ, the NQ. And this is a level you want to keep an eye on. And I did make a post of NQ on X mentioning this level as well, which is 18,700, give or take. I think we can have a lot of room to continue, at least to get to this level again. And if we break down, gee, I really don't have any other point of reference other than the 200 EMA. That's it. You know, so we might still see a little bit more pain. I think tomorrow is Friday, but I think probably next week and for the next few days, we're still going to continue seeing red, which is expected. I think that this run was pretty wild, and I was expecting a pullback over here, but nothing really happened. And now we had this. We'll see what happens in this area right now. We'll see what happens tomorrow and next week, in the beginning of next week, or maybe by Wednesday, we might see a little bit of a better picture of where we're getting into Are we gonna go back to higher levels, or are we gonna continue going down? I think within the next 3 to 4 trading days, we're probably gonna understand a little bit better what is going on. But again, for now, this is your support level, 18,700, and anything under that, I would say take this 200 EMA and pray, because it will continue going down if we break this level. I believe we're gonna continue going down if we break that level. Let me make this nicer. That's what I have for NQ. And next, I have Rivian. And Rivian, where is Rivian? He's reporting next week. Considering how Tesla is doing and considering how this industry is doing in general, I think I'm on a short Rivian. I might take a position tomorrow. And let me write that down. And the reason for this is you have this gap right here from prior. No, this was the deal with VW, which I thought it was an overreaction. Who knows? Maybe on the call, they try to milk this deal as much as they can and make it look like things are looking great. But we'll see. I really don't have much expectations on Rivian. I think this is a really difficult industry, especially for a company that like Rivian, and for a product that is really trying to change an industry. So we'll see. But I think I'm gonna short it. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna see how things go tomorrow. I still have time until Tuesday, and by then I'm probably gonna know. I'm definitely not gonna buy any puts tomorrow, but I'm either gonna buy them on Monday or Tuesday, depending on what time earnings are. Do we know? No, we don't. But I don't know if they report before the bell or after the bell. I don't know if they I don't know at what time the earnings report is gonna come, but I think I'm just gonna get into it. It would be nice if we have one green day and then see what happens tomorrow. But I'm bearish on Rivian. And the last one that I'm gonna mention is XLF. Look at this double top right here. I was talking about XLF right on this candle right here. It worked out very nicely. We were back in the beginning of July, and this ETF moved really nice. So, and with that, it was Bank of America and JP Morgan and whatnot. They were continue moving to the upside, but now we have this double top, which is one of my favorite setups. We'll see if we get a confirmation going under the neckline on this area right here, and if that is the case, there's another opportunity. The MACD and the TSI are looking great, in my opinion. I think this is going to continue going down. There is a lot of uncertainty on this industry right now. News that we're getting from Japan are not the best, and also in general terms, geopolitically and in macro terms, things don't look pretty well. So we'll see how this works. I want to see 1 or 2 more days. By Monday, I'm gonna know if I'm actually gonna enter this position or not. This is looking great. That's all I have for now. I'll see if I do a video tomorrow. If not, I'll try my best to do something on the weekend, and with more names, probably like 15 to 16 names. But anyways, that's what I have. All right, everybody. Bye bye.